we're going to do a recap of how to send out the MarketStat newsletter, the HTML newsletter. We're going to cover it A to Z from the agent perspective. I rolled through it pretty quickly during the sales meeting, but I would like for you to have this video for reference of exactly what to do and how to do it. So starting in MainDesign, there's a few different ways. We're talking about MainDesign. We're talking about customizing, adding your personal touch to the email template. What is going to be dropped in for you later in BoldTrail will be a non-customizable newsletter that you can send as, I would say, the bare minimum. But if you want this to link back to you, follow this tutorial. We're going to start in Main Hub and we're going to pull up MainDesign. So we're going to hop on over into MainDesign. As you can see, I'm in my agent-facing account here. So when you click on digital marketing, there's a few different options for you once you select email newsletters. So once you see email newsletters, you see 1, 2, 3 that are showing Live Oak right now. The one that's in the center, we're going to ignore. That is just a straight up template. So if you want to replicate what we're doing for another neighborhood, you can use this template to build one from scratch. We're going to talk about these two. So first, this is a fully customizable one. What does that mean? Each of these newsletters feature 4 properties that are on the market. In this newsletter that's fully customizable, you can actually select those 4 properties. I know not everyone wants to spend the time doing that, so that is why there is also the custom agent only. So what this is going to do, this is going to allow you to customize only the links for these 4 properties that's been pre-selected, as well as the what's your home worth option that's going to point directly to you, as well as this by default is going to pull in your information when you're on your own account. Real quick, I'm going to show you in the fully customizable one, you're going to create your design. And in this case, you're going to need to enter the 4 properties that you're wanting to feature right here. So for instance, we'll start with 110 Devon. Now you're going to have to wait for this to load. Unfortunately, it does take a minute because it is pulling from Rome. If for some reason, once this times out and your property does not show up, there's several different reasons that could happen. You can always click this manual listing button and it allows you to put in just that bare information. You can grab the photo from Paragon, you can put bedrooms, baths, living square footage, as well as the price. But for this one, this is our property. So we are going to select that first photo, which is going to replace property number 1 here. And please confirm. You're going to save and select. And now this is where you're going to start putting property number 2. So just for the sake of time, I'm going to skip this part. You're going to put in all 4 properties. And once you've put in all 4 properties, you're then going to hit the create button and it's going to take you into the template to where you can customize the rest. So I'm going to hop into the semi-customizable because those steps are actually exactly the same. So let's hop back to the dashboard, click on those newsletters, and I am going to do the custom agent only. So Sally is going to create a new design here. Now it's going to ask you for a property or an MLS. That is just by default. You can go ahead and bypass that because those have been stuck in there for you. So you're going to continue without a listing. As you can see, when you scroll down, your 4 listings are already there. That's because this has been pre-prepared for you for the month of May. Please note, we did update. This now includes all 20, includes the new construction properties. This was something we talked about during the meeting today. So this is accurate, live, and ready for you to go. Right now, we added data shown from Rome MLS from April 1st to May 25th, which is what this data is good for. These, again, if you didn't hear me talk about it during the meeting, these are numbers that you can find very easily in Paragon for a subdivision. We do encourage you to search via the map, but this is all really easy to figure out. If you have issues pulling these stats, please let me know for a certain area. These properties, this is manual entry. Again, if you were wanting to change those that were displayed, my suggestion here is this template supports 5 properties include the most 5 recent sales. Nothing that you need to do on that. That's already been pre-programmed for you. So what you can customize on this semi-customizable newsletter is the links that these go to. Currently, by default, it is going to Magazine Loop on our company page. So if it were me and I were an agent sending this out, I would likely want to send it out from my own page. The way that you do that is you go to your own page, and then you're going to look up that specific property, and you're going to replace the URL. So this is 110 Devon. And we're going to grab that URL from the very top of the address bar, that long URL there, which is the property details page that starts with Stephanie Dayrosh instead of Canal, Maine. All right. So now this is going to link back, not to the company page, but it's going to link to my own agent website. So that way I am engaging these folks and I'm not going to lose them to another agent in rotation. So on and so forth. So you're going to do the same thing for all 4 of these links. All right. The next thing that you can customize is also the view all. So this is a little bit more of a step to do if you've never used the map search component of our website before. As you can see, when you click this view all button, it also has a link. This link here is set to pull all properties in the settlement at Live Oak, but from the main company site. So how do you set up this link? You're going to go back to your own agent website. So I am on stephaniedayrosh.com. I'm going to hit the search button. And now you're creating the search. So it does default typically to your own listings. So you're going to more filters. Let's clear that out because I don't only want to see my listing. So we're going to find Live Oak for our example, which I think is right here. Draw a map. And again, we're doing this because Paragon's not super reliable with the neighborhood search by name, although your website does support that. We're going to apply. Now we're seeing all those listings. All right. So now we're seeing all the listings that pull from our own website. You can change what this display looks like. Ours is defaulted to show by grid. You can see how I did that. I just clicked right there and you can do the map. I think the grid is most appropriate here. And we're going to grab this long URL. So I'm going back up to the address bar, and I know it's very long, but you just need to make sure that you're copying the whole thing. So if you click on it, it should by default select the whole thing. All right. And we're just going to either Control C or Command C if you're on a Mac. And then we're going to come back over to this link and replace. All right. How do we know that it's right? It's got Stephanie right here. Okay, great. Now that's been replaced. So now, again, we're not pointing them to the company page. We're pointing them to your page. Last but not least, you want to change the what's your home worth link. This one's a little easier. Again, it's defaulting to Canal and Main's default seller valuation, so it is going to rotate through agents here. We're going to replace this. We're going to go back to my own agent page. Very simple. Your home's value is on your home page. Take this URL that's here at the top. We're going to replace this here with me. Beautiful. So now this is custom for myself. This stuff you don't have to replace. This is going to default, and you should actually already see your own information when you're creating this template as long as you're logged in. But of course, if something's wrong, you can always click on it and edit it. So let's go ahead and save this. And then what I will show you is how you can also send a test. So you want to make sure that this works. Hit the share button. You can send a test email. It should auto default to what your own email is. Email sent successfully. There it is. Beautiful. So I can test these links. This is the one that I did. So check the links, make sure that they're pointing in the right direction. The next step of this, so now it's displayed how I wanted it to. Now I need to send it out. So how do you send it to your clients? How do you put this in BoldTrail? We're going to click on that share button again. And then we are going to click on the HTML code button. This may look like Greek. You don't need to know how to do anything but copy and paste. We're going to copy this entire thing here. As you can see, if you hit the copy button, it copies the whole thing. We're going to go back to, we're going to hop into our BoldTrail dashboard. How do we get there? BoldTrail, CRM. All right, if I want to send this to DJ because I know that DJ lives in the settlement at Live Oak, I can, from his contact card, hit the email button and pull up an email. All right, now, that's how you get to HTML there. But to simplify, when you're in BoldTrail, you can, from any time, click into the search button, and then you can hit send an email. So now you can send this to multiple people at a time. Another thing to think about is scheduling mass emails, but that's another subject for another day. So in this case, let's say that DJ is going to be our recipient here. We're also going to send it to Stephanie so I can show it to you. All right, and that might show this as coming from another agent. All right, so this is who it's going to. We're going to hit that code button. So which one was that? These little brackets here. All you simply do is paste. So Control V on a Windows or Command V on a Mac. Hit save and take a look at that. All of these links are live. There's nothing that you need to do here at all. The only thing that you ever should have to think about is this include signature button. So by default, it should be toggled to on. If your template included a signature block like this at the bottom, you can turn this off. You will need to include a subject. So suggested subject would be something like, what's happening in Live Oak, May 2026. Or one that I like, your neighbors are selling. May 26. Always a hook is helpful. So be thoughtful in your subject line because that is what gets the person to open this. All right, so we're going to send it and I will show you what it looks like. So when it's received, it will look just like this in their inbox. Links all work. Good to go. I suggest you try this maybe for your own subdivision, or maybe at least for right now, start with who you know in Live Oak. If you want me to help you customize this or run through this completely with you, schedule a virtual Steph sesh so I can hop on your computer and then help you on live.